Hold on, wait a minute, you guys. YouTube missed the mark, so we got to do this all over again. Hold on, we got to do this one more time for YouTube. YouTube didn't get the warning. Okay, so everyone on YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world it is truly what time it is, and I'm your host, the dopest political analyst on this planet and the most feared former congressional and senatorial candidate of these United States, Antoine Tucker, Tony Montega, the truth, the threat, the legend, Neo, a.k.a. the wisest man in the room, and I'm here with you, and we're free. From the Matrix. I want to say thank you very much again for everybody who was here prior to YouTube coming in the building. I'm sorry, YouTube, that we had a delay. It was a brief delay, but we're back. We're going to make sure that we run it up and we get these platforms out there. We want people to know that you can definitely go to YouTube, go to the Echelon platform. Most of you have probably already subscribed to the channel. If you've been subscribed to my old YouTube channel, we just changed the name. So you go in and type in the Montega podcast, and I'm pretty sure you'll get the actually see me in there and you'll see the podcast. But you can just go to Echelon platform or go to Rumble, type in the Montega podcast, and watch us on Rumble too as well. Let's get into the show. So I'm going to put something up here, and this is from Jiu-Jitsu Watch. And shout out to Tom Fit and shout out to everyone there. They always do an amazing job. And we're going to kind of go over this because while we will touch on the James Comey news, that's just something that they always use. There has to be something meant to distract you, to take your eyes off of what's really important. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember COVID. And during COVID, I remember some of the most illegal actions. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. I remember some of the most illegal actions taking place, to the point where they were forcing people to take an experimental jab. All the social media companies colluded with the United States government to enforce these policies, these lies, and these things that cost countless lives, that have changed millions of people due to just being harmed alone. And I need to bring you guys back for a reality check. While you find it fitting to argue with one another, because like or dislike for Donald Trump, you've been falling for one of the greatest psyops ever, because they invented the disdain for this man in the first place. And I do not care who you are or where you come from. You didn't start to dislike Donald Trump until he ran for president. You never said he was racist until he ran for president. All of the black rappers and entertainers all love Donald Trump. He hung out with all of them. So save me the BS. You talked about him being a part of Jeffrey Epstein's cabal. Turns out he told on Jeffrey Epstein, and there is insinuating that Donald Trump dealt with any children in any illegal manner, but it is definitely insinuated that Bill Clinton is, and that Hillary Clinton knew about it. So much so they refused to go to Congress and even answer. Then you have to look at Joe Biden. Pardoned his crackhead son, who's also alleged to have victimized his own niece after hooking his deceased brother's wife on crack cocaine. This is who they told you was your best choice. This is who they told you was fit to be a father of the American people, a protector of the American people, when it's alleged that in his daughter's diary, he didn't protect her. He assaulted her. I'm not here to rain on your parade if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. No matter what side you choose to believe in, that's where you choose to invest your energy. But what I am here to do is to grab the American people, those who want to unplug from a matrix, from a system that creates an identity for you and a reality for you to exist in. This is the only way that it works. What we've seen is the United States government pardoned the very man responsible for creating COVID-19. Washington, D.C. Judicial Watch announced today it received 552 pages of records from the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the HHS, which include the initial grant application and annual report for the National Institutes of Health, NIH, from EcoHealth Alliance, describing the aim of its work with the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China to create mutant viruses to better predict the capacity of our COVID viruses to infect people. There, in the very beginning, it says it all. They sought to get funding to create a mutant virus that would transmit from animals to humans. That in itself is gain of function. The United States government knew this already. Just as much as they know spraying you through the air is harming you. They insist on having Bill Gates come to the White House around Donald Trump. And I wonder if Donald Trump realizes that Bill Gates was saying he was going to put the vaccine in his meat. And some people would say that Donald would know. No. Just like a lot of people out there still don't know. Everything that you may know, I may not know. There are things that I'm going to have to get along the process. But what we are finding out is, even from social media, whether you have influence from India, which, let me touch on that real quick. If Congress doesn't do something to deal with India, the American people are going to implode, and you're going to start to see violence against the Indian people. I can guarantee anyone watching this, I'm not lying to you. If someone's calling your phone and they're meaning to scam you, 9.5 times out of 10, it will be someone from India. The very people that have abused the HB1, VB1, or H1 visa, whatever it is that they use, the same people who abuse that are the same people who are scamming millions of Americans and the elderly. And these are the same people who are going online creating psyops to divide black Americans, creating numerous accounts that protect black men in the worst manner whatsoever, while these same people live in filth. I'm gonna say it. I don't care who don't like it either. This group of people, from me growing up and being around them, I can tell you, do not like black people. And I don't give one either. Because I don't swim in shit. I'm not afraid to say it. And I don't care who I offend either. I'm American. I care about here. Nowhere else. And I'm okay with not caring about anywhere. And if you're from India and you're here and you still care about there, go back there. Go back there. Because what Twitter just exposed is that the majority of people who are online disrespecting black men aren't even white people. It's Indians from India. So I suggest Congress does something about the people who are going online who are going to use the phone to call our elderly Americans in order to have them going to get crypto coins or scamming them while they go get gift cards. Something needs to be done. And you need to put pressure on the Indian government to extradite these individuals here so we can give them the longest prison sentence ever in history. Let me get back to this. EcoHealth plan to sequence the spike protein from the coronavirus obtained from bats for the purpose of creating mutants to identify how significantly each would need to evolve to use ACE2, which is explained as the receptors to gain entry to human cells. Judicial Watch obtained the records through a Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request to filled out in December of 2021, and they're just now receiving the information now. Do you think that they would have received this information if Donald Trump would have lost? No, absolutely not. The United States government knew for sure that they were going to plan this attack. There was things in the past that was actually represented to Kennedy that would have allowed the American government to enter into war, and they was going to actually unalive American citizens by using remote control planes to fly them into American locations, and the plan was for them to be able to it seems as if OBS is disconnected. Let's see if we're back on. Okay. The longest burning structure in human history. The FBI was responsible for sending that man in the towers in 1993, giving him live explosives to use, to detonate. And they insisted on him using it. Agent Orange, I mean, you name it. And I believe firmly Dr. Fauci is responsible for the HIV epidemic. Same guy around when everything like this happens. And where there's smoke, there's fire. Your government went and they pardoned the guy responsible for countless people losing their lives. You've watched brothers turn on brothers, family members turn on family members, all for the largest psyop in history. They've changed and altered so many humans using nanotechnology. They're pushing a form of currency that does not allow you to have freedom. It allows you to be tracked, in spite of what you may think about blockchain. I don't know what makes you think that you've created something or have something that they do not have access to. I don't know why you would spend your time arguing with individuals who are being sprayed on just like you are, instead of getting next to these individuals and asking them, will you stand with me to make sure this does not happen to our children? A lot of you, I can understand, you have your disbeliefs. I mean, we all have PTSD at this particular point. I'm not saying that you guys, you brothers and sisters, are wrong and in your disbelief of the system. But for a lot of people who are trying to push or pressure me to denounce Donald Trump, I'm going to say this to you. If you're a woman trying to preach to me respectfully, do not do it. You should go to the Bible and go to 1 Timothy chapter 11. Because a woman is not supposed to preach to a man. And this is the reason why we have so many young men feminized outside right now. It's not your place. And I particularly have this from one group of individuals because other groups don't do this. And I know you know I'm talking about black women. Most of you who see me online do not know me in person. I know you don't. People who try to critique me normally don't even ask my position. They just take it upon themselves to believe they think they know something they do not know at all. I will only debate my equals. Everyone else I will teach. And I'm not going to go against a man that I know for sure did everything and is trying to do everything he can to keep this shit together because he got it this way. He didn't make it this way. He exposed USAID. He didn't receive funding from USAID. He exposed autism and the shots that was going out to the kids. He didn't get money to keep quiet while they gave the kids autism with them shots. He exposed they caused cancer because of the food coloring in the food. He went out of his way to make sure he gave Robert Kennedy Jr. every single avenue he could to put an end to it. And he made sure he exposed it to you. This is a big machine he's up against. I know it's easy for you to get mad and want to call it quit because that's normally what you do. But I keep going until my knuckles break and they bleed. I know. You hear the thunder? God no. I know that when you have a room of people all against you and it's just you standing by yourself, because I've been there. It's just you. You still got to stand up. No, everything is not perfect. It's only been 9 freaking months. 9 months. Any real investigation takes 18 to 2 years. 18 months, 2 years. I respect the fact that he is trying his hardest. And I believe he would be even more bold if he's seen people standing with him. We can use our voice to create legislation. There should be no Congress members receiving money from any outside sources. There should be no Congress members who have any allegiance to anyone but us. And we could get it done without using verbiage to close the doors. We can fight for the things that we know we can achieve if we all put our voices together. But as long as you're standing in front of me and your argument is against me being alive, being here, being aware, or even giving this man my support, what the fuck do you want me to do, brothers and sisters? Because he's the president no matter what. You know, if he fails, we all fail, right? You know, if an invasion happens, it happens to all of us. There are a lot of you out there who still don't understand how the world works, and it's because they've purposefully miseducated you. So you think the government just has money, but that's not how it works. There are people who are working in order to put it to the system. And people who squander this opportunity every single day, that they're here and alive here. Everyone from all over the world is trying to come here to scam you, take advantage of everything you got, laugh in your face, make you sit there and cry for them and beg for them and fight for them all along. They would never do it for you because they never have. They never came to save you. None of them. And the moment they come from anywhere else, they open the door for everyone else from where they came from, replacing you. I don't have time to argue with people who are ignorant, who are mad at me because I like somebody they don't like. You are retarded. There's just absolutely no way in the world we're going to have any communication, and you're not going to fight me. No one's going to fight me. Let's be honest with this. Like, for real. There isn't enough money for me to beat on somebody. I'm serious. There's more important things at stake than your emotions or how you view the world based on the contingency of what you saw on your cell phone. And just because someone made a video and you were captivated by it doesn't mean I'm stupid enough to believe the same thing they put together in their production. Because I read a whole lot. I'm also someone who's responsible, who has been responsible for thousands of lives. Every day I woke up. And a lot of you don't even understand what that is. You don't just do what you want to do. No one does. You have to be just. You can't fix the system without the people helping you. But as long as you're going to be here, if you're going to watch the man work, at least cheer on the things you see him doing that matter, that count, and that have changed things. If you don't like the participation of other individuals or how, for some strange reason, we keep getting serenaded by outside groups, then won't you stand next to someone that you didn't agree with on other things and find this thing to agree on so we can get it done? In closing, the James Comey situation, to me, is very simple. They needed a certain amount of time in order to indict James Comey because his statute of limitations was the 30th, and they got the indictment done by the 18th. I don't believe that the order given by this judge will stand. I believe that the law is clear. And the reason why I don't talk about people's cases while they're fighting them, even though I may talk about Letitia being ugly, or I may announce that they were indicted, and I've done shows talking about it. But while the cases are going on, even in the Diddy trial, what you didn't see me do was cover it too much, is because I believe the litigation should happen in the courtroom. The facts should be put out there. We can talk about the facts that's been presented, or alleged rather, by the prosecutors. But ultimately, I want to believe in free speech, and I want to practice what I preach. I don't want to be the person who's on this side, and then I'm telling other people I believe in free speech, but they can't say this word, or they can't say that word. There are people who also want me to go against and target Nick Fuentes. Again, I don't know who this young man is, but there isn't anything under the sun that he can't say. And anyone trying to tell any man what they can or cannot say, to me, is the problem. I don't have to agree with what's being said by anybody, but I'm man enough to know they can say it, because I'm going to say what I want to say. And no one's going to stop me from saying it either. I believe they're going to re-indict him. Whether or not there's a conviction, I don't know. We don't know. But please let me know in the comments What do you think? Who do you think is to blame? Do you think that this was a smart play by the Justice Department to make sure that they would have at least 6 more months and an extension to actually charge James Comey? And we for sure know that they've already appealed it. So what do you think? Do you think the appeal will be successful? Tell me what you think in the comments. And as far as the Dr. Fauci situation is concerned, you can go to Judicial Watch, go to their notes. To their posts, they have it on their page. It's on YouTube. Go to Judicial Watch. You can read this in its entirety for itself. But I felt like the very first beginning of the paragraph pretty much broke everything down. They wanted to mutate the virus. That in itself is gain of function. And what we need to do is come together not only to make sure that this never, ever happens again, but the people who participated that did not receive pardons are held accountable. This was one of the largest, most evil acts done in human history, and it happened on our watch. And I refuse to allow this to just go away and go quiet. So while they try to flatter you with other news that's salacious in nature, or even something that they can try to use to deflect on Donald Trump in some way, shape, or form, I'm reminding you that the son of a bitch who looks like a rat poisoned the global population with assistance from this government and other governments in order to, in my opinion, harm the population. And we have a duty to make sure that this never happens again. We protect our children, and we demand accountability and jail time for the people responsible for this. Good night, everybody. Let me give you the word from our sponsor, Smile Doctor, located in Austin, Texas. The best. I've been a patient here now for close to a year. I wanted the best care. I wanted consistent care. Sometimes you can go to places and when you do the reviews, you'll see, oh, you know, it's okay. If this person is working, it's bad. But when you check the reviews on the Smile Doctor, it's all positive. As soon as you walk in the door, I was always made to feel like I was a priority. It can give you a great experience. The televisions on the ceilings almost give you a euphoric flying feeling. They find out what music you like. So even the music of choice that you do like, it's playing when you walk in. I had a debilitating tooth issue that was actually going to start eating away at my bone marrow. And Dr. Reed caught it very early on. He removed the bad tooth. The surgery was easy, it was painless. I have 2 brand new teeth, and like I said, they're very attentive. So they're gonna measure your discomfort, they're gonna measure what pain you may have, and they're gonna deal with it. It's just a beautiful and positive environment. The experience here is unlike anything else I've ever went to, and I just encourage anybody out there, if you're watching this, come see the facility. Come listen to how quiet it is. Come listen to how happy the people are when they're exchanging words to each other. Come experience what it is to actually come and smile with confidence. Come to the Smile Doctor.